onto that point then, Matt. We just lost you there for a moment with the conversations about pubs choosing to celebrate and some not celebrating Australia Day today, staying neutral, or Switzerland, as one of the hotels in Sydney, or one of the hotels and pubs, has decided this year. What are you going to do today? Are you heading to the Maroubra Bay Hotel to celebrate Australia Day?
Happy Australia Day, Pete and Holly. I'm down at the beautiful Maroubra Beach at the moment, where the surf is pumping and the water's beautiful. I will be attending the citizenship ceremony today and a number of other important community events. It is our national day. The government doesn't have any plans to change Australia Day, but I do recognise that for many Australians, particularly First Nations Australians, it is a difficult day, and it's not a day that they do feel pride and wish to celebrate. But at the moment, it remains our national day. In my view, perhaps in the future, we could look to an alternative. And in my view, that alternative could be if Australians in the future vote to become a republic, and we recognise our true independence and maturity as a nation, that would, in my view, be a day that all Australians could unite around, and something that would be a day that we could all celebrate.
But like an Independence Day. Holly, I'll somewhat related to that topic, Matt Canavan has pointed to the gradual decline of Australia Day. He said that a plebiscite might be needed on changing the date to accompany the voice later on this year. Would you support that?
Look, I haven't heard Matt say that. I must say I haven't given that any thought at all. But I think if we look at what the current polls are saying, you'd get 2/3 of Australians saying to support the maintaining of Australia Day on the 26th.
I think that's the point he's trying to make, is like to put it to bed.
It's such a part of our national... Well, I think it probably is as well. And I think, you know, you would find the vast majority of Australians would support maintaining Australia Day. And I think this very small group who are pushing Invasion Day rallies, they will not be in the majority. And when people talk about the voice, when you look at these people that are talking about Invasion Day, that are running rallies, and I mean, notice they're taking the day off. They're not going to work. They're actually using this as a day of protest. They're now talking about pay the rent, you know, fundamentally repatriation, you know, reparation schemes. All of those things, I think, are going to damage any Australian's attitude towards having a voice in the Constitution. So perhaps Matt's right. Maybe we do need to put a referendum at the same time when it comes to, or a plebiscite when it comes to Australia Day, and just quash this issue for once and all.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he's basically getting at. Back to you, Matt. And on the point of a republic, a new poll indicates that a growing level of support for a republic is happening following Prince Harry's memoir. So according to the poll on 9 newspapers, it's gone from 36 to 39%. Are you feeling that?
It's encouraging. I don't really give a toss what's going on in the royal family. The issue of Australia recognising our independence and becoming a republic to be is one for the Australian people. It's got nothing to do with the royal family. It's about us as a nation working together to recognise our maturity, our independence, the fact that we govern ourselves, and the fact that we have our own unique culture and identity. And many Australians will get out today and celebrate that. It's not the priority of the government. As you know, the priority of the government this year is the voice to Parliament. That's a message that I'll be reinforcing today. But it is encouraging that the undecided vote in that poll is the key. They're the people that we have to, over time, convince that it's the right way to go to have an Australian as our head of state.
What do you make of Matt's idea to add a second question to the plebiscite on what Australia Day or what date Australia Day should be? Is there some merit there to accompany the voice question?
No, I don't support that at all, for the pure reason that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander leaders want the voice to be dealt with on its own, and I believe that we need to respect that view and that opinion. At its heartbeat, the voice is about recognising and respecting the views of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. They came together in 2017 at Uluru and they said, this is what we want to improve relations between the Australian people, to close the gap and to ensure that we can move forward in unity. And that's what the voice is all about. It is giving an independent voice that advises government to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and finally recognising them in our Constitution and their great contribution to this nation.
Matt,